So this is the real story about how I broke the Big Thunder Mountain ride at Disneyland, or so I thought. So at the beginning of the ride, I pulled out my phone to film, which I do all the time, and none of the workers ever say anything, but this time as we were on the ride, you could hear a lady on the loudspeaker yelling things at us throughout the ride, and this was the only instance I got it audibly on camera. I don't remember what else she said because we were screaming on the ride. I wasn't sure if she was saying things to me or someone else because everyone was faced forward on the ride, so I didn't really know what she was talking about. Anyway, I got really scared because technically you're not supposed to have your phone out. She kept saying things over the loudspeaker until they ended up literally stopping us in the middle of the ride. We were stuck there for about 15 to 20 minutes and they made everyone leave the line, so it got pretty scary because no one was telling us what was going on. Meanwhile, I was convinced I was the reason they stopped the ride because I had my phone out and thought I dropped something on the rails. My friend also kept telling me that I broke the ride, so it was kind of an inside joke that I broke the ride. But finally, some workers came and released us and we had to climb down onto this ramp to get off. But in the end, they gave us all fast passes. They still never told us exactly what happened, but I assume it was because of my juicy fat ass.
Story time! Our freshman year of high school, we decided that it would be super funny if we switched classes for the whole day.
Since we were new to the school, no one could tell us apart, especially our teachers.
We planned out our day, we wore the same outfits and the same hair, and we gave each other our schedules.
We went over everything we did in class. We kind of had different personalities, so she was more of the troublemaker and I was just kind of quiet in class.
We ended up giving each other our backpacks, homework, and we switched IDs.
So I walked into my first class and some of the kids started to notice that I wasn't Mackenzie except for the teacher, so I was good.
My first block went really good too. No one really noticed at all, actually.
So from second block to fourth block, none of the teachers noticed that we switched classes.
By lunchtime, pretty much all the students knew and everyone was talking about it. So after lunch, we were going into our 5th period class and Malia didn't tell me, but she had a presentation due. I obviously wasn't prepared and that's when my teacher noticed.
I was just chilling in my class and then my teacher got a phone call.
Like for part 2! Part 2! So I'm just going to go into a little bit more detail about how my teacher found out I wasn't Malia. So this was a group project, and my group was helping me because they knew I was Mackenzie, not Malia. They told me exactly what to say. When our group was presenting, everything was going perfectly smooth, but then my teacher says in these exact words, "You're not Malia, are you?" At this point, I was like, I'm not going to deny it, she knows. So I was like, yeah, I'm Mackenzie. And then she called my teacher.
The class I was in. So I was in her English class taking a test for her. And so my teacher gets a phone call and he picks it up and he goes, "Oh my gosh, you're right." So he hangs up the phone and he looks directly at me and my heart's like pounding because I'm so scared to see what he's about to say. And then he says, "You're not Mackenzie, are you?" And I was like, "No." So I'm like freaking out because everyone's staring at me and I thought I was gonna get in trouble. And then he said, "You totally got me. I thought you were Mackenzie." And then he told me I was welcome back anytime and I was like, "What?"
Stay tuned for part 3! Part 3, boos!
Even though the English teacher was pretty chill about it, we still had to switch back because our other teacher was really mad.
And they told the principal.
So we were both walking back to our classes and I walk in and everyone's staring at me and they start laughing, but my teacher was pissed. So I immediately apologized to my teacher because she was so mad, but she told me to have a seat and then we just went on with class.
So I walked back into my class and everyone's just laughing hysterically. Then they started taking pictures of me and posting it on their Snapchat story. So for the rest of the day, we just went on with our normal schedules.
So we went home and everything was fine. But then the next day...
So we went to school and everything was quiet, everything was all good until 5th period again.
So the dean comes in my class and I'm like freaking out because he looks at me and he goes, "Let's go to my office." So I'm sitting up in the office and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go grab your sister."
So once I got up to the office, we both had to write a paragraph about what happened and call our parents. We warned our parents the day before and they knew that they were gonna get a phone call.
So long story short, we had Saturday school and it really sucked.
The end!
When I was a kid, my favorite drink of all time was Nesquik. There was chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, but my favorite flavor was banana milk. For some reason though, I haven't been able to find it in stores for like years, so my brother did some research and actually found it for sale online and gave it to me as a gift for my birthday. But since it was coming from a different country, we had to wait like 2 weeks for it to come in. When it did arrive, I was obviously super stoked, so I ran to the kitchen, opened up the package, and God bless, my childhood came back to me. I put in a scoop, then I was like, oh hell nah, I deserve 2 damn scoops. Then I poured some milk in there and boom! Banana milk is back, baby.